Sam Leareng, the speech title, My Communication Style. So please help me welcome to the lectern, My Communication Style, Sam Leareng.
Toastmaster. Gentlemen, if I may just begin by asking a question. How many of us are really familiar with our communication styles? Just by a show of hands. Our communication styles. How many of us are familiar with our communication style? Okay. So 2 hands up. That is interesting. I thought I was the only one. Until I had to dig deep into the internet pages to find my style. So fear not, you are not by yourself. It appears from the internet that we all have a communication style. And when we communicate in any interaction that we do, whether it's on social media or on your phone or when you're standing in front of a group of people like this, there's a way that you're perceived. It's not just the words that you're saying. It's not just the meaning in your words. It's also how you come across, how you're perceived. And I wanted to know, so what communication style do I have? And what impact does it have on me? So after I found out about this project, I went and took a few online assessment quizzes. And I kept going and going and going and getting the same answer somewhere until I went to the Toastmasters self-assessment page, and it gave me an interesting answer as well. So the answer that I got on the online assessment is that I have an analytical communication style, which I created for a while. That's why I kept on going until I went back to the Toastmasters self-assessment page, and then it said you have a supportive assessment style. But then, it's got the same as the analytical communication style. So what are these styles, and what do they mean to me? Apparently, analytical communication is focused on being exact, analytical, and logical. Am I all of those things? I doubt that. It says that I am perceived to be a perfectionist, I am self-reliant, and very self-orientated. And that's why I kept on going. Is that really me? Is that who I come across as? So I went back to the Toastmasters page, and it says, as a supportive communicator, you are approachable, you are steady, you are gentle, and sometimes you may appear indecisive. And I thought, that sounds like me. So then, what does that mean to me? What do all these styles mean? It means that we cannot have one style that defines us as our communication style. It means that what they call the primary communication style is what you are mostly perceived as when you're in most situations. But then it means there are different situations where you find yourself communicating with people, and you have to use other communication styles. One of those would be an example of Adrian here, who just gave us facts about the 100 billion that we have. He showed us how Japan managed to move from being an economy that was in decline to being one that is good, which is very analytical, in my opinion, given the information that I have. So, every day I communicate with students. I tutor at the university, and I find that when you are standing in front of students, when I am standing in front of them and communicating what I need to communicate with them, sometimes I need to wear a war face, I call it that. Because sometimes they stop listening at you, or if they feel like you're too friendly, they take advantage of that. And I was told that you need to be fair. So sometimes I become very analytical. I become the robotic guy that the analytical communication style says I should be, which works. But then sometimes you find that you have people that actually sit back and don't want to communicate, don't want to engage you. So you need to be supportive. You need to engage them. You need to bring them closer. Make them free. Make them want to communicate with you, which I think also works. So I found that when you take a mix of these and bring them together, you have a style that is direct, approachable, yet very informative. And I think that is what I would call, I would not say that I only fall within one primary communication style. I will say that I am a mix of different communication styles. So, with that being said, in conclusion, when you communicate, it's not just about how you communicate or what information you share with others. You also have to look at how they perceive you, how they take the message that you're sharing. If you have analytical listeners, they will not want to listen to you talk about yourself. They want all the details without you being personal. And you need to look at just not what you're saying, but how they perceive the information that you're giving, how you are sharing the information.